Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd. Welcome to Planet Zoo. Oh, I have been looking forward to this one because I love a good park builder. As those of you who've been around for a while will know, I love a good theme park builder. But my love for zoos and aquariums and the like is just a whole nother level. As you may be aware if you've ever seen me play Megaquarium. Can I walk into the tanks as well? Oh, flip, I can just walk into the tanks. Oh god, Claire, I'm a fish! Claire, I'm a fish! Claire, I'm a fish! And that brings us here to Planet Zoo, or to be precise, the closed beta of Planet Zoo. A massive, ludicrously in-depth zoo builder from the same team as Planet Coaster. So, right now, there's only a couple of modes we can access. The first level of the campaign, and the franchise mode. Now, the career's pretty standard park builder stuff. You've already got a park, just basically optimize it a bit. So this level basically just functions as a tutorial. 99% of what you're seeing here is already built when you begin the level, but it is a spectacular tech demo for what this game could be. I mean, part of it's the animals. They're just gorgeous. You can get right up to them and they just look so lovely and fuzzy. You just want to give them a hug, which you shouldn't do because they'll probably maul you. The game is just absolutely spectacular. I love how you can get right up to the animals and their animations are just beautiful. So yeah, I've given this little guy a little scratching post and yeah, he makes little purring sounds. He scratches himself against it. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And it's also partly a theme park builder too, because you can build little trains. There's little trains, it's absolutely marvellous, and you get to ride along with them if you want to, including, like, you know, multiple different camera angles. You can look around and see what the guests see, and it's just the best thing ever. Like right there, that's the snow leopard enclosure. She's very impressed by that. So yeah, this is staggeringly pretty and wonderful, but this isn't what I'm looking for when I play a park builder. What I'm looking for is what franchise mode offers me. Because in franchise mode, the game just says, here's a giant empty bit of land, here's a pile of money, build the zoo of your flipping dreams. In campaign mode, you've got very defined objectives, you've got an existing park to build around. In sandbox mode, there's no limitations on money or whatever. That's not actually available right now, but that's what the description says in the title screen. But franchise mode, best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned. You've still got constraints in terms of how much money you've got, you've still got to run a good park, but yeah, you just get a massive empty space to just build into. So let's flip and dive in, because this is my jam. So literally all I've got as a starting point is, yeah, the entry building right here. Now you may notice, though there's an entry into the park, and yeah, if we just zoom in, there's some entry and exit gates right there. There's no actual other entry point into the building. Yeah, guests just sort of arrive by teleporter. We're in some form of sci-fi future right now. So if we just actually go in here. Yeah, there's teleporters over there. There's teleporters over there. Guests just basically arrive by teleportation, which is very, very handy indeed. I'd definitely travel more if there was teleportation. Bloody hell, it's gorgeous. Even the grass is pretty. There's one thing I always do like to do, which is all the way back in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I want to flog people a map the moment they come into this park. And now I've slapped down a basic information kiosk, and now I'm just going to, yeah, using the smallest brush, make this area a bit nice and deep. Just to make sure, yeah, we've got a bit of water going on here. That'll be lovely right there. Oh, there we go. That's a good starting point. That's what I want to see. It's not perfectly smooth or anything. It looks a bit nice and organic. So, people arrive straight up to the information kiosk. Love it. So, slap down just a handful of flowers, some nice plants where you enter, and yeah, plenty of space around the pond for me to set up some food and drink down the line. So, plenty of space to expand out the front area. But as we're a zoo, we should probably have, like, you know, a big exhibit front and centre. So when people pass by the lovely pond, we'll add some fountains in time, don't worry, we'll nicen this whole area up a bit. Yeah, there needs to be a massive enclosure right here. So that's what we're going to set up first. We need to actually get ourselves set up an enclosure, and that means barriers. Now, it is a little bit on the expensive side, but I want to make a good first impression. So what we're going to do is have a big semicircular enclosure where the whole of the front next to the path is made of glass. We could go for, like, say, chain link, which is technically a bit more resilient, so the animals won't be able to break through it so easily. But screw it, I'm going for prettiness over security. And then across the back here, we're going to have a lovely red brick fence, because this is the bit the guests aren't going to be seeing. So we're going to hide any of the, like, you know, important stuff that we actually need to have round the back here. So yeah, the guests are going to see all this bit. Then we can just, like, you know, have some fun stuff round the rear here. Like, for example, we need to have a gate. but let's not actually have, you know, the guests seeing that. That can be nice and hidden out of the way. So we're going to have a nice staff path around the back here because, yeah, we need a whole bunch of facilities just to get us kicked off. A whole bunch of stuff that, yeah, the game's telling me about where I'm simply not allowed to have any animals until I've got the basics down. So, yeah, there's a bit of an initial outlay of cash here. So what we're going to do is have this lovely staff area at the back here with just the starting building. So, you know, one basic keeper hut. This is where food comes from. One quarantine. When new animals arrive, we need to quarantine them briefly to make sure they don't spread disease into the general population. And the most important one for the time being, the trade center. This is how we get new animals into the park because in franchise mode, though you're playing by yourself, you're also playing as part of a global community. Because down over here in animal trading, we've got ourselves a giant pile of animals put up for adoption by other players. So if we just click on this little water buffalo right here, this water buffalo is for sale for 5,000 conservation points because there's two currencies down the bottom left there, dollars and the conservation currency. Now, personally, I think this water buffalo is a bit on the overpriced side for 5,000, because, yeah, I've only got 400 for the time being, and genetically it doesn't look that spectacular. So, we won't be going for that. We need something nice and cheap to start us off with, and generally, yeah, African wild dogs. Here we go, this'll do. One African dog, male, Habib, and genetically, that's actually looking pretty solid. So, yeah, this dog has been very favourably priced right here. Only 20 conservation currency and fertility gene 100%. So we're likely to get some pups, and this is how you make the currency back. Once your animals start breeding, you can sell them on to other players. So yeah, this is just a massive live market, which is really, really cool. So we're going to adopt you right now, and oh, someone snapped that dog up before I could get it, and I don't blame them. That's a good dog. You see, the problem is I'm recording this on Sunday, so the market's moving very, very bloody quickly at the minute, so when I see a bargain, I need to flipping jump on it. The game has taken pity on me and generated one you can buy for cash, but yeah, as it says, if it's for cash and not from another player, you can't actually release it into the wild. So that's fine. We don't want to release it into the wild. It's reasonably fertile, it's pretty young. We want to get a couple of litters out of this thing first. Oh flip, I finally got one. We have managed to pick up, yeah, 2.2 years old, 83% fertile. Marvellous. I also grabbed another male because I looked up ahead of time how these animals work. So African wild dogs are extremely social animals. They're going to want to live in a large pack. But the breeding only occurs between the alpha male and the alpha female. So when I put this group in together, there's probably a very good chance the two males are going to duke it out to figure out who's actually going to be the alpha male. Then the alpha male will pair it with the alpha female. And the subordinate dog will simply help raise the pups, which is marvellous. Plus, we've got a big old space here to fill, so let's have a massive, lovely pack of these things. So, we've hired a handful of staff members as well. Probably time to actually get things ticking along here. So, okay then, back over to the animal trading and indeed to my animal storage. So all of you guys can now be moved over to the zoo, please. Just actually move you over to this enclosure. And here we go, my caretaker just drops off my first dog. And there we go. We've now got a dog chilling out inside this massive enclosure. But, yeah, just a big old bit of space. That's not going to work by itself. Obviously, there's a lot of work yet to do to make this a really nice enclosure. Like, you know, it's super cool you're here. By the way, which one are you, by the way? You're the female. Yeah, we're about to introduce the second male, which might go a bit on the wrong side, potentially. They might want to fight each other. Also, yeah, I've got 2 years before the inspector shows up. So, okay, we've now got ourselves two males. Are you two about to go and front up against each other? Yeah, two males. Okay, so he's the established alpha because he was in first. Now they're going to have a bit of a fight. But that's fine. One of these other buildings is the vet clinic, and we do actually have a vet ready to go. So they're just now going to decide which of the two of them is going to be the alpha. While they're doing that, however, I'm just going to freeze time because, yeah, they're a bit on the hungry side. She is hungry. Her welfare is not great. So we need to actually get some food down. That's all absolutely fine. We're going to be wanting that right here at the front so the guests can see it when they feed. So to make sure everyone gets a good show, and as we're going to be growing this pack bit, yeah, we're going to have one big food tray over here. Another food tray right over here. We can also have, yeah, we're going to be needing some form of big water dish, ideally. Here we go. Water trough right there, and we'll have another couple of them around the side over in this sort of an area. So yeah, the dogs have got plenty of reason to run around and all of that good stuff. Absolutely marvellous. So, that's now got food and water down. Those are now actually empty for the time being. So what we can simply say is, this habitat, let's actually very quickly call up a keeper. Because we need to get some food and water down, and the dogs are still fighting there. This is fine. This is not a problem. We don't need to intervene. They're just establishing who the alpha is going to be going forward. So one of them will back down, and I believe... okay, so you, my good friend, have maintained your position as alpha. This one's just decided to lie down. Right, what else do we need to do to make this place a little bit nicer? Go over to terrain here. Right, so we got a whole bunch of problems. Right now there's, yeah, not enough in the way of short grass, way too much in the way of long grass. And you also want a bit more soil going on. And people are actually arriving. They're loving this. People are very, very excited by my dogs, by the way. Here we go. Let's just actually paint ourselves some short grass here. And we're going to have the short grass right at the front so the guests have a good view. And get rid of more of that long grass over there. So yeah, now we've got ourselves some long grass at the back, but at the front... loads of short grass. That's better. You also want a little bit of soil. So we'll have a little bit of soil right at the front over here. Don't need much of that. But yeah, replace some of the grass with just traditional soil. There we go. So that's a bit better. But we've got some more problems. They actually want some shelter. They want to be able to just chill out and hide somewhere on occasion. But building just a great big hut in the enclosure, that's going to be ugly. And also, yeah, we need to start thinking about sight lines here. Because right now, the guests can see all these buildings. So no, 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 no. That's not going to fly at all. So, just very quickly select all of these lovely barriers here. Just these ones. Yeah, let's just make that a little bit taller. Just make sure it's tall enough that the guests... cannot see. There we go. That'll do. Spend a bit of money doing that, but now the guests can't see the buildings hidden behind. We want to make this enclosure a bit more interesting, though. This isn't really important. I just want to do it because, you know, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it flipping properly. So, to hide the door, what we're going to do now is we're going to create a little bit of undulation. I just buried the dog. Hopefully the dog's okay. And then what we'll probably do is, yeah, we'll flatten to foundation round the back over here, and we'll set up a small little house for the dogs in case they're feeling a bit on the shy side. Here we go. We're just going to go for one basic small shelter. So, you know, we could obviously build our own, but for the time being, I'm just going to use this because we're going to be hiding it anyway. So, it's going to be put down right there at the rear. Lovely. But I don't want the guests to see that. But, yeah, we can't exactly raise the hill high enough to hide it. So what we're going to have to do instead is hide it with a bit of plant life. So let's just actually check. You, my doggy friends, and also, hang on, just make sure you guys haven't now disappeared below there. Are you guys okay? Okay, they just teleport back to the beginning if they get stuck inside the scenery. There we go, they're absolutely fine. So yeah, if dogs get stuck, that's not a problem in the slightest. So, my dog friends, let's figure out what you actually want out of life right now in terms of plant life and coverage. Because obviously, you're from Africa. So ideally, we should get you matching plants. So actually, they're pretty happy with no plants whatsoever aside from just a bit of grass and whatnot. But they would be happier with a bit of extra coverage. So what we want is, yeah, African grassland plants. So let's actually get some of that set up because I'd like to actually hide, yeah, this building round the back and just make the whole thing look a bit prettier as well. Here we go. So filter to Africa and grassland. So now we've got stuff that these guys will naturally like. So we got ourselves, perfect. And that might actually be a little bit too big, in fact. Can we go for a slightly smaller variant? Yeah, if we just kind of put that over like here-ish, just to, you know, prevent one of the sight lines over there. That's good. Right, something a bit smaller if we can. This'll do. That's actually perfect right there. Oh, now this is the stuff. This is what we want right here. Yeah, this stuff is going to be flipping perfect for actually shielding guests from seeing the house. Because the dogs deserve a bit of privacy, damn it. So we're just going to have a lovely collection of all of these around here, just to, you know, provide a bit of extra privacy and to make sure the illusion is not ruined. And just so it doesn't look too unbalanced over there, yeah, we'll have just a handful of trees over on this side as well. Otherwise, it looks a bit weird that we've got too many trees clustered over there. So, yeah, we can have ourselves another one of you, like right at the back over here. That's nice. Yeah, now we've got a bit of a tree line at the back, and then we just probably want, yeah, just handful of trees at the front here. Let's just check in with the dogs here, because I might be overdoing this, and yeah, we're pretty much at the max of what they want in terms of coverage, so that's all absolutely fine. Right there, these plants are fine. They match up with what the dog would normally expect, like, mostly anyway. So yeah, these are mostly suitable plants, so yeah, at this point, that should be a nice little experience for the guests. We've got food, we've got water. I think the water needs to be filled up, but it's mostly fine, and the guests are having a lovely time. So that means now we need to make sure the guests have a way of showing their appreciation, because the way you make money in this game is sure through entry tickets, but there's another big way as well. Here we go, a donation box, because if guests like what they see, they're willing to donate. So we're just going to slap one of them down over there, and another one down over here. And also just put down, yeah, a handful of benches, so people have the opportunity to just sit down while they're watching the dogs, if that's what they want. But we also want to educate them too, so we're going to put down a lovely education board right over here. And, hang on, the education board is... yeah, it's facing this way. That's what we want. So we're just going to put one of them, like, right in the center, right here. So you know what you're looking at. And what you're looking at is... hang on, we just need to select this now. This is going to be educational content related to the African wild dog. So now they know that it's an African wild dog right there. Absolutely marvellous. So you are being educated. This is what you're seeing. And now, I think I am... am I pretty happy with this? Actually, I'm mostly happy with this, but I'd like them to have access to, like, you know, some proper fresh water in case they want to have a bit of a swim. That might be fun. So actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this right here to create some space for a bit of water. So we're just going to dig that out right now. This is going to be like a little small thing. It's just like, you know, it's not a massive pool or anything. It's just a bit of an area for them to have a little bit of a swim in if they feel like it, have a bit of a splash. Okay, so that's better, and I've moved the actual flowers down towards the water to make it look like, you know, that's where the flowers grow. And that guy is currently just, yeah, filling up this massive water trough. It can hold a huge amount of water, so that's absolutely fine. There's loads of meat right here, so people get to actually watch the meat being eaten, which is beautiful. But we can probably do better yet, because, yeah, you guys have got the basics down right now. You've got the basics down, but there's a problem with enrichment. We need to actually, you know, make you guys happy. You're about to go for a swim, by the way. You're going for a little swim. Is that what you're going to do? And actually, you're going to drink straight from the lake. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, now they've got a good source of water. They don't need that, but it's nice that they've got it. So that's lovely. And yeah, people have already tossed in, yeah, 560 notes, sorry. And oh yeah, so donations, by the way, tend to be a bit on the high side. People donate hundreds of dollars at a time, so you can make some really, really damn good money by putting on a nice show. So, oh, this is great. In fact, you know what? I think I might have overdone it with the trees. I might just get rid of that one, or just actually move it elsewhere to about over here. And then, yeah, we might just make this one just rotate a bit, just to provide a bit of cover. But I think the rushes are mostly doing the job. Yeah, that's better. I think I went a bit overboard with the trees at the rear there. That's nice. But we've got a problem, which is I've absolutely no idea how to enrich their environment, because you know what? They're wild animals. They don't like just eating meat off a plate. We need to actually, you know, improve their lot in life. But to do that, we're going to need to do some research. So I'm going to get one of my vets to actually start researching the African wild dogs. So you just go over there and start working on that. So once she's done with that, we're going to know a lot more about the dogs. Like, we're going to know how to enrich their environment a bit. We're going to get some more bonus education and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that is going to be... Excuse me. Please get back to work doing the thing I just told you to do. So, let's see what's going on with a random guest here. So, that African wild dog looks bored. I know we are working on enriching its environment. We will get to that as soon as we can. And yeah, they're also starting to get hungry and thirsty. So, we might want to sort that out by offering some refreshments. Okay, about $2,500 each, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be worth it. So we're just gonna set up a basic food shop with, yeah, just kind of a pre-built little thing around it. And we're just gonna set up a chief beef over here, flippin' love it. And on the far side, yeah, a drink shop. So people are going to be able to buy some drinks as well. So just turn that around and make that face into here. And lovely. So I think we're going to need a couple more vendors to run those, aren't we? Do you guys come with your own? No, you most certainly don't. That's fine. So zoo, staff, hire a couple of vendors, please. So one over there and another over here. Alright, night is starting to fall. It's a very pretty sunset, by the way, and I believe we've got some research done. So, okay, we know how to make these guys a bit happier. So if we just go back over to the Zoopedia, this page has now been filled out a little bit. Here we go. So we now know that sprinklers will make them happy. They're like a bit of water sprayed around. Here we go, one sprinkler. So right now the temperature's moderately high, but that's fine. These are African wild dogs, they're totally fine with high temperatures, but they might be a bit happier if we were to just use some sprinklers to cool them down a bit. So we'll just slap down 3 of them. So their toy enrichment is now absolutely a-okay, but their food enrichment is poor because, yeah, they don't really want to just be picking meat off of plates. So as soon as the vet gets done with that, we should be up to 100% happiness. But with welfare at 80%, that should be plenty enough for them, in theory, to start breeding. And oh my goodness, you just went over to the sprinkler and you started wagging, didn't you? Because you love being sprayed with water. I love you too. This is the best game. Now, I'll tell you what. If I can actually get hold of any cheap ones, I might be tempted to bring, yeah, an extra dog or 2 in. Because, yeah, guests are saying they don't have the best view. So if we've got more dogs, that will be positive. Right, we've got 2 more females, 1 very cheap one for cash, 1 for only a handful of conservation credits. So you know what, we'll get those guys straight into the enclosure. And yeah, presumably therefore there's going to be a bit of a fight as to who's going to be the new alpha female. But I imagine it'll be the existing one, because these ones don't seem so great. So we'll just move you over as well, please. Oh my goodness, the dog's having a bit of a swim. That's amazing and I love it. And yeah, you are just currently topping up all of the bits and pieces that need topping up. And oh, flip, the sprinklers actually create rainbows. Oh, that's amazing. This game is so flipping beautiful. It's insane. Okay, so this year we're already making a bit of a profit here. And yeah, if we look at the income, ticket sales 180, shop income 240, donations 1,180. So yeah, donations are definitely the big bit here, though we could probably afford to, you know, put up the actual price of the park just a little bit. Okay, with a solid profit going on, I think it's time for us to start expanding the park a little bit. So yeah. We could start moving some new stuff over here, like, say, 2 exhibits back to back to start pulling people in this sort of a direction. Then again, if we do that, then, yeah, people on one side will miss the exhibit on the other. So, probably best we actually have, like, say, a long, thin exhibit. That'd probably be good. In fact, actually, let's see what's actually available. What's available and what's actually cheap. Because for the time being, yeah, my animals aren't breeding, so I've got nothing to actually sell for conservation credits. In the single-player campaign, that's easier to manage, by the way. Because what you can do is you can just buy a load of animals for money, then immediately release them. But yeah, in this mode, if you buy an animal for money and not many animals show up for money, you're not allowed to release them. So conservation credits are mostly a case of breeding and selling. Let's check what the very cheapest thing is. Okay, peafowls. Peafowls are apparently ludicrously cheap. So, yeah, okay, the market is slightly full up on those. Let's see what we can do with Indian peafowls, because if we could actually create, like, say, yeah, a lovely area, like, right at the beginning here, that'd be kind of cute, actually, yes. But first, to the encyclopedia! Right, so, living groups called musters consist of 1 adult male and several females who live and forage on his territory. They also reproduce fast, but yeah, as we've seen, the market's a bit crowded right now, so we're unlikely to be able to make a huge profit selling these guys. Instead, we'll just turn them into a nice exhibit to farm donations off the guests. Okay, we've also got a giant pile of ostriches, alright? The market is flooded with cheap ostriches, so okay. What we're going to have is like a double exhibit right here at the front door. So I've moved some of the plants out of the way. We're going to have the peacocks on one side and the ostriches on the other. And even better, we're getting into animals that can coexist with other animals. So we could set up this enclosure and then as time goes by and we've got some more conservation credits rolling in, we could introduce some friends. Because it's not just they can live alongside other animals, their existence would be enriched by having other animals to hand. Marvellous. Okay, important thing. For the ostriches, group of up to 8, 1 male, 7 females. Do not introduce more than 1 male, there will be problems. For the peacocks, however, up to 20, but we can have a few more males, but still with the skew towards females, I see. And these guys live a long time, like 20 years for the peacocks and like 46 years for the common ostrich. And they reach sexual maturity at 3 years. So, okay, they've got a long breeding life on them. Okay, let's get working on this, because, if we had hedges at the rear and glass up front, this space might actually be pretty good. Here we go. So this little enclosure right here. Let's just check what the size of this is. So, hang on. Needs to actually have, a way for the staff to get in. That's fine. We'll just stick that in the back over here. There we go. That's now officially an enclosure because it's got the gate. So, how big is this? That is about 1,000 meters squared. So, we're okay for the time being. That's fine for the peacocks. Now, one thing I'm glad I noticed before we built the mirror ostrich enclosure. A hedge is only resistance grade 1. Ostriches, however, are a bit stronger than all of that. They need a minimum of grade 2, otherwise they're just going to break straight out again. So we need something a bit tougher than just a hedge. And I'm going to make this enclosure a little bit larger, because while I could get away with the perfect mirror, I'd feel bad about it, because, ostriches probably should be able to stretch their legs a bit more. So, we'll bring it in like this, and we'll probably put a bit of decoration at the rear, just to try and, hide the fact that they're not even. I want them to look even, as far as the guests are concerned. And then we just want ourselves a little narrow ditch right here that matches on at both sides, because I want that to be like a little matching water trench. Is that symmetrical? I think that needs to go a little bit more in this direction. That should be about fine. Slap some water in there. Just a bit of water. There we go. Just to kind of, keep up the theme of there being plenty of water and it being lovely and cool and whatnot. Right. This should pretty much work. Yes. And we'll also just have a couple of staff paths leading off in this direction, joining back up to the main area. Because, the thing is, right now, we're a very long way away from all of this stuff. So what I would actually like to have is, in a perfect world, hang on, you guys should... Okay, you guys should probably move, by the way. Now there's actually literally a path there, you should probably, not be there. Because food comes from keeper huts, and this is a very, very long way away. And keeper huts are so flippin' cheap, I'm just going to slap a couple around the back here. Because this is way out of the way, the guests won't see it, so that's probably for the better. Now I'm just going to buy myself some peacocks, and I see the issue here. There's far too many males to not enough females. Okay, can we just maybe get some cheap females? Okay, there are still some cheap females, that's fine. Just need to make sure we actually get some with, at least some fertility. And these guys live for flippin' ages, so I'll gladly be grabbing them as fast as I can. Let's just see what we got here. Okay, got one with 83% fertility, got another with 50%, and they are just so flipping cheap. This one is likely to get ill, but whatever, as long as they're cheap, I'll gladly have them. Now, for the male, I should be able to be, a lot more on the picky side. Because, there's a lot of them, so I can take my time, make sure I get a good one. So you are, still young, 83% fertile. No, we can do better than that. We can do better. We're not paying that much, though. Oh, I picked up a steal there. So 100% fertility, decent size, decent immunity, only 2 conservation credits. Love it. Okay, my peacocks have been released, but they're very much not happy for the time being. So, okay, let's figure out what they need, and what they need is literally everything, alright? They're very much not okay right now. Ooh. Okay, I may have made a mistake, which is I may have just artificially created a huge amount of crowding on my entry walkway. You guys weren't really supposed to be paying this much attention to the peacocks, to be honest, but alright then. Fine, so what do you guys need? You guys are going to be needing, you're going to be needing some food and water. That's absolutely fine. The temperature's all wrong. The terrain's all wrong. You don't have enough hard shelter. You're not happy about that. Plants are broadly okay, though. Alright, so we know how to start this off at the bare minimum. Couple of large water dishes and... okay, you can have yourself a medium food trough. I'm not really sure what you guys get your seeds out of precisely. Like, would a medium food trough be good enough? If it is, you can have one of them. So right at the front, so the guests can see it. Okay, the problem is they don't like all of this long grass. They want shorter grass and a little bit of soil as well. So that's good. In fact, actually, they could do with a bit of rock. Okay, we can fix all of that. So get rid of some long grass. You guys don't want any of that at all. You're very uncomfortable with that whole state of affairs. So, okay, we'll have some light soil right at the front here. Just a little bit. That's what you guys want, apparently. So, yeah, we'll have some of that dotted about. In fact, actually, we could have that towards the rear. That would probably be good, because then we could have the short grass at the front, and it would look nicer for the guests. So, yeah, this can be like your private area at the back here. That's nice. And then we'll actually have, yeah, more short grass at the front here, so it looks nicer. Now, they do need themselves, yeah, a little bit of hard shelter over there. So, we'll put that at the back. That should cheer you guys up immensely. And then, yeah, once we're done with that, food enrichment, toy enrichment, and yeah, there can be an interspecies bonus, but we're not ready for that yet because everything we could mix you with is a bit too expensive. Okay, we do know they enjoy sprinklers, so we can give them sprinklers immediately, which is great. But get one of my vets working on this right now, because yeah, I'd like to know more about these guys. Yeah, the problem we've got here is the animal is way, way, way too hot. This is not where they're supposed to be. Yeah, they want to be between 3 and 30 degrees C. It's 37 right now, so we might be able to cool them down a little bit with some sprinklers, but I think we need a bigger solution than that. So it sure is lucky we've got some coolers we can buy, and actually, hang on. A single well-placed cooler, is that good enough to cover everything? And, yeah, we want you to be hitting... yeah, that's pretty much the entire enclosure. Lovely. So we'd like you to be hitting... yeah, let's say about 20 degrees C. Because, yeah, we can supplement that with a handful of sprinklers. That thing starts cooling the local area. Okay, temperature is now going down fast. Flippin' love it. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Temperature has immediately dropped to about 20 degrees C. So you guys should be much happier. Okay, welfare is now high enough. We might be able to start looking at breeding soon. And is this actually appropriate? I'm not sure this is the right sort of thing to actually... uh-oh! Animal is close to death. That's a concern. Okay, why are you so close to death? And is it because... okay, it's probably because you're really, really hungry right now. That's fine. Everything's under control. And some animals looking injured. Okay, call in the vets. I think there might have been a bit of fighting for dominance going on here. Yep, that's the problem right there. The food bowl is appropriate for the Indian peafowl. This is not. This must be for something else. So, okay, we're going to get rid of you, and we're going to move you right to the front, please, so everyone can see these guys feeding. Would you guys like some plants? Because this is very bland right now, so we need to really make this less bland. Actually, they don't really want much in the way of coverage, so we're going to need to be sparing here, but they would like stuff from Asia. Got it. So, Asia temperate, that's where you guys are from. Let's see what we got here that might be nice. And, cherry blossom, that's going to be flipping beautiful. We need something, yeah, we need something nice and big to try and, like, you know, hide this. Oh, that'll do. That might be a bit much, to be honest, but screw it. It's very pretty. And then one Japanese maple right by the water there. Okay, so that's the house. Not exactly, you know, covered, but slightly hidden from view. Oh, no, I have overdone it a bit. They're not keen on that level of coverage. Okay. If we bin one of these trees and then just move this one round a bit. You know what? That's going to bother me that we can actually still see this. Aha! Some bamboo we can just slap up against this thing to provide a little bit of coverage. It is not gonna fool anybody, John. Not a chance. Okay, toss in a couple of bushes. It'll flipping do. And here we flipping go. We've learned some more stuff about the dogs, including a new fun fact. A hunting success rate of between 60 and 90%, far more successful than other group predators like lions and hyenas, who often steal the dog's kills. So these guys are flipping smart. Also, we now know we can occasionally feed them a whole carcass. So we will do that at some point. And they would like to have their food served in a little dog ball, because then they have to like play with it and all of that good stuff, so they're gonna love that. Right, we're gonna give them some of that straight away. So one dog ball enrichment toy right flipping there. So guys, how do you feel about that? And you gonna go and play with that, or does it need to be filled up first? Oh, got ourselves a couple of dogs on the prowl right now. Oh, I just love how they move. The animation is just so beautiful. But thanks to the fact they've now got both toys and food, yeah, there we flippin' go. They are now extremely happy. So as a result of that, welfare is high. He's just giving that ball a bit of a play, pushes it into the water. It does float, that's all absolutely fine. Oh, I just love it. I flippin' love it. I think he might be doing, yeah, I think he just did a poo right there. That's fine. That's all 100% fine. That guy's enjoying being sprayed with water. Right, if you guys would like to, you know, breed at any point, that would be just marvellous, because I feel like we're ready for that to start happening. And we've got some Indian P-file information to it. In fact, actually, that's improvements to food and to play. Okay, this is good stuff. So, Zoopedia, tell me more, including some fun facts. Right, they want chopped fruit as well as grains and seeds, and we can also give them a slow feeder to make feeding a bit more fun. And apparently peacocks molt and lose all their tail feathers in a 2-week period during late summer. So I'm not sure whether that actually happens in the game, but it's a fun fact regardless. Also, just to confirm, yes, the animals do poo, and the caretakers or the keepers or whatever do need to go into the environment with a big hoover in order to suck it up, which is marvellous. And hello there, peacock friends. You should be doing very, very well at this point. You should be really happy. Yeah, welfare 95%. You flipping love it. And it should be even better soon, because now we know to feed you, what was it, dried fruit or something. So we'll be giving you some of that very, very soon indeed. And we've got this new lovely slow feeder, which is great. And I think I just saw over there as well. Hang on. I swear I just saw a chew toy. Now, presumably, you guys would like a chew toy, right? I mean, I'm going to give you a chew toy. Presumably, you want one of those. I'm going to reset the ball as well. So there we go. Ball just goes back over there. Just in case you don't know how to get it out of the water. I mean, your dogs, you've got to enjoy a chew toy, presumably. Oh, we've got our first pregnancy. And actually, it was the peacock. So we're going to have some new peacocks soon. And oh, I'm guessing it's you two. Oh, that's adorable. They're doing a little mating dance. Okay, so, right, we've got a pregnancy. Not sure how long you're going to be pregnant for. Due April year 3. So, okay, very, very soon indeed. And I think that was a poo rather than an egg. So this is Syra. And yes, she is actually going to be our very first mother, which is wonderful. So we're just going to keep an eye on her, see what goes on in her life. Maybe she's going to go back and, yeah, hang out in the actual enclosure back here. Because I put some bedding down, and oh, that's cute. One of them has actually gone over here just to have a little bit of a rest. So yes, on occasion, they do want a little bit of privacy. So that's just absolutely lovely. Okay, we're almost up to the end of April already. Offspring is imminent. I mean, it said April. So, are we going to see eggs being laid? Are they just going to, like, appear? I don't know. I mean, it is May. So, technically, she is late at this point. So, there's a bit of randomness to it. And, how are you getting on over there? You looking forward to being a proud father? I'm sure you are. It's going to be marvellous. And, yeah, surely babies is... Oh, we've got another pregnancy. The alpha female is pregnant. Oh, now this is what we wanted to see. If you'd like to, like, give birth right in front of the guest... Oh... She's sitting down. That's got to be a good sign. Yes! Yes, they just appear. Oh my goodness, we've got a tiny one. And are there going to be more? How many per brood? Actually, we could have checked this by looking it up in the Zoopedia. And it might just be one. And oh, blimey. We're straight up to another pregnancy. Right. Oh, no, there's two. There's two. You still giving birth or... I think it's just two. So we've got Rachita and Amira. And they're going straight over to the actual seeds right there, and now they just want to have a nice little nibble on some of that. Oh, that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Oh, you're going to hang out close by to your mother. I just love the animations and the behaviour. They're so damn good. It's brilliant. So I'm guessing these guys are going to stick close by to their mother, which is just great. So congratulations. You are the first ever mother. Now, you guys better be donating like flipping crazy, because you just saw the live birth of peacocks, which I'm pretty sure isn't how peacocks work, but whatever. I'd give this view of the Indian peafowl 3 stars at most. Okay, you are just a fussy pleb and nothing will please you. And there's a farmer. She is actually the alpha female, so she is the pregnant one. And she is not due for... Okay, not for a little while just yet, so we'll come back to her later. Maybe we can actually sort out, yeah, the flipping ostriches now. That'd be lovely. But okay, here's where things start getting interesting if this is how you want to do it. Because, yeah, now we've got a whole bunch of babies. I'm guessing we probably don't want to sell them immediately. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could just box them up and sell them. But then again, I haven't actually been seeing juveniles anyway. So I think you have to wait for them to get to adolescence at the bare minimum before you actually start selling them. And oh, hang on. Are there 3 little babies? Hang on, did you have 3? Right, possibly I missed one. Okay, children don't count towards population. Population is just adult population. But yeah, at some point, we're going to want to start boxing some of these lads up and sending them off somewhere else. Right, ostriches. So 1 male up to 7 females. So the females are going to be in more demand. They're the ones we need to just grab the moment they show up in the trade thing. Right, there's one for just 15. Grab it, grab it, grab it. There we go. We got ourselves 1 female there. Yeah, some of the females are very overpriced because people know precisely how rare they are. The males, we could definitely afford to be a bit more on the picky side. So, okay, filter to just females, please. Right, got another bargain there. 15 with 100% fertility. I will very gladly take that. And you're 30, which is... Oh, someone grabbed that before me. Okay, what about you? You are not spectacular. You're only 10. That's good fertility. Take you. There we go. Alright, we got 3 females right there. Now we can afford to be much more picky with the male. Okay, no medal, but I consider this guy a bargain anyway for only 8. So we're going to be taking him. There we go. Absolutely marvellous. Right, let's get them moved in, then we'll fix it up once they're in there. Okay, now we have one very small problem, which is apparently everyone's running and screaming because a small dog has escaped. Except, it must be the dogs, right? Hang on, what's gone wrong with the power? Is it the fact the power's failed and thus the door's held open? What's going on here? Right, I think the dog's been immediately shoved back inside, but we might have actually had a power failure. Okay, I feel like we haven't got enough staff right now. This was probably a maintenance issue. So I'm going to hire myself a second mechanic because I think we're doing very well financially. Oh, I think we might be having a bit of a fight over who's the alpha ostrich female right now. So, yep, you are officially the alpha ostrich female. Your welfare is reasonable, but could definitely be better. Right. What can we do to improve your lives? Well, 1, you need some food. So, okay, hang on. Let's just figure out what you need in the Zoopedia. Bird pellets, slow feeder, and sprinklers will all cheer you up. Marvellous. And in terms of temperature, are you guys okay right now? Habitat is, yeah, fine. They apparently don't need any hard shelter whatsoever, which is great. Terrain could be better, but actually you guys seem pretty happy right now, which is good. So you just want, yeah, a little bit less long grass, a little bit more short grass, and a tiny bit of soil too. Though you wouldn't object to a bit of rock or sand if I felt like theming a bit. So, okay, I might just actually make a little bit of a beach over here. This might be fun. So yeah, we're just going to make a bit of lovely fine sand here. Yeah, that's nice. Just a super awesome beach for you guys to chill out on. You're fine with that. You wouldn't mind a bit of soil either. So we'll have some light soil over here in this part of the world. Bit more. And then we just replace, yeah, some of this long grass with short grass. What else are you guys about? Okay, you don't want coverage. That's a bit unfortunate because I do want coverage because, you know, it'll make the enclosure prettier. But, okay, what can I get away with here? You guys want some African grassland stuff. So, I'm going to put something in, damn it, alright. Let's just filter down to what we need. Maybe like 1 big old tree at the rear. Like 1 big tree right here. Just 1 nice tree. Okay, that's pretty much as you're willing to take right there. Okay, that's just acceptable with 1 more tree. So we'll just have a couple of appropriate trees, and that's it. We will not attempt to actually, yeah, balance out the enclosures. People will just figure it out for themselves. Also, I feel like now, now actually these flowers are, they're a bit in the way, to be honest. It's a bit much. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of them, and then we're going to put up some information boards, because you're here to be educated, damn it. There we go. Signs are now up so people know what they're looking at. Flippin' love it. Though, yeah, I'm guessing you guys are going to be upset by the crowding. Actually, you're not complaining about it just yet, so that's good. How are we doing on donations? Immediately, wow! 4,500 straight away. That is not bad. We are making a killing. Oh, that's right. That's right. Have a good run. I have given you more space than the game said you needed, because I would have felt bad if I didn't. So you guys have a lovely run around. Oh, that's great. I love the animations. The animations are just beautiful. Just the animals in general are just so good. They look so fluffy and lovely. And how do you guys keep getting out? I think this might be a problem with the size of the fence. Possibly, they're just jumping out. I mean, that seems tall to me. But then, maybe they can just about make it. And actually, this one is... That one's battered. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to raise the size of the fence just in case. So we're just going to paint the fence like this. And then we're going to raise it up to 3 meters just for safety. Alright, just to make sure. So you guys need to stop flipping escaping. In fact, that's a very good point. You guys must have had some puppies by now, right? There were some puppies due at some point. Oh my goodness, they're tiny. They're tiny and adorable and I love them. Oh my goodness, you're my new favourite. Right, you are so cute and your ears are massive. Okay, what we need is something that pulls people more in this direction, so they actually do get round to the dogs. And see, it's worth it. There's puppies. It's flipping amazing. So, yeah, enjoy the puppies. Then once you're done, give me all of your money. Yeah, I need something around here. Like, aha, hang on. I think I know what we can do, because the smaller things, exhibit... Oh, hang on. Okay, a massive number of people have just figured out the dogs are amazing. That's great. Possibly that's a tour group, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's smaller things called exhibits, which is like for tiny things like spiders or frogs or whatnot. So if I were to put, say, just a couple of exhibits over here and... Where are you guys getting out from? How? How did you just get out? How did you do that? Right, one more escape later, we have now replaced the glass with 4-meter tall chain link fence. Alright, try getting out of that, you stupid bastards. Though it is a shame, the view is partially obstructed, so it's not as fun for the guests. I'm beginning to suspect there may just be an odd bug in this fence, because they have kept escaping. The dogs are still very, very much getting out. Like, on a regular basis. Primarily, I think it's the puppies. The puppies are somehow finding a way to... Yes! Like that! He just basically flipping teleported through the cocking fence. I will not be defeated, small dogs. If you are going to do this, then I'm going to build a flipping trench. There we go. So, what I've done is I've built a moat. Alright, with an extremely harsh wall on the other side of it. So, please stop cocking escaping now. Also, hang on. We might have a bit of a problem here. Last drink cleanliness. Low welfare for, yeah, one of my peacocks. Are you guys drinking out of this water, which is disgusting because you keep pooing in it? I'm going to guess that's what's going on here. So that is bad water. I see. Okay, let's get down a water treatment facility, because I would like that water to remain clean. But yeah, it gets dirty over time, and animals do want to drink from it. So, okay, if we put down a water treatment facility, yeah, about here-ish, that should be just fine. He made it past the moat. How did you make it? How did you both make it past the moat? Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. Do not even... How? How? How are you swimming through the moat? Get back inside, right now. That's right. And apparently any moment... Oh, there it is. I think it's a tiny baby ostrich. That's a tiny baby ostrich. Oh my goodness, it's adorable. Right, its name is Chippo. And there's also... Oh, there's a brother or sister. There's Hussein. And they are hungry and thirsty. That's fine. There's plenty of food and water dotted about. You guys just go and help yourselves to a drink. Any more for any more, or is it just the 2? And I think you're done. Right, we got ourselves 2 baby ostriches. Wonderful. Uh-oh, we've got protesters who are really annoyed about the state of my animals. Guys, I am working on it, alright? We are flipping working on it right now. Welfare is going up, alright? We are cleaning that pond. It is cleaner than it once was. In fact, actually, it's pretty darn good now. Yep, they're going to be fine. They're all going to be fine. You can all naff off. Okay, I think what we need as a big finale here is something big and impressive, because the guests are now flowing back over to this dog area. Now I've actually shipped to the dogs and... How? How does this keep happening? No, you get the flip back over here. Alright, you just naff over there and get back on the main island. Do not get over to the edge. Ooh, I've got a good plan here. I've got a very, very good plan indeed. So, I can't help but notice there's a couple of Galapagos Tortoises up for sale on the cheap, including one female for just $200. Yeah, I'll be taking that, thank you. So I'll have one of them. Come on, get it. There we go. I think I saw... That's another female right there. Honestly, I don't care how terrible she is. We're having her, alright, because they're amazing. And I swear I saw... Okay, I wouldn't mind having a male too. Can we actually afford any of the males? Not at this exact moment in time, no. Okay, hang on. Can we just have two female tortoises chilling out together? Would that be okay? Yep, two female tortoises while we're just waiting for a male one to show will be absolutely fine. So, okay then. How about one of you guys gets on with that as soon as we've got the enclosure down? So, where do we actually want the enclosure? Because this is going to be something special, right? Because these guys are presumably going to be wanting water. Oh, flip me, the sunrise is gorgeous. Okay, they're pretty chill with a very small habitat because, you know, they're extremely slow, so they don't really care about that. And basic grade 1 fencing will do. They're not exactly strong candidates for escaping. So this is all very, very positive indeed. You see, in this lovely space right here with a bit of rejigging of the paths, I can actually fit in, yeah, glass on every flipping side. People along here, right here, all the way along, some hedge at the rear. That is just big enough to squeeze in a tortoise sanctuary. Now, while we're just waiting for those to arrive, I did notice something, which is we've been a bit lucky with one of the puppies. Hang on, where are the little guys? Where's the other one? Because you're a bronze medal winner. That's absolutely fine, but your brother, he was a bit more on the interesting side. Sorry, your sister, in fact, because your sister has apparently won the genetic flipping lottery. So, juvenile, 1.5 years old, but yes, sexual maturity is, I believe, 1 year old in this species, so I think you're ready to be sold. Longevity's not good, but immunity, fertility, size, you are flipping great. You are just absolutely flipping great, and you're more or less grown up right now, so it's time for you to be boxed up, actually. Yeah, we're just going to very quickly box you up. Absolutely. Uh-oh. Okay, no. Somebody get him out of the water. Because we've now got ourselves a pretty darn solid dog here. And, okay, you were gold a second ago. I just saw it. But possibly, yeah, being dunked in the moat while you're in a box didn't do you that much good. So, you're looking solid. You're looking pretty darn solid indeed, if I do say so myself. So now, we can start actually making some conservation credits. If I just release her back into the wild, because, you know, she's pretty darn good, that's 7 straight up. Or I could just sell her for a bit of quick money. But if I trade her on the open market, there's a possibility for a whole lot flipping more. I'm going to very quickly just get a feel for the market here, because I think Chippo's actually pretty darn good. So, filter just to females here. Yeah, people who are just like flipping bronze medal winners, and also a lot older, are selling for flipping hundreds, alright? And females do seem to go for a higher price. I think 300. I think we might actually get a bite at... You know what? I'll do 250. Okay, the slider's a bit fiddly, so 275 will do. So, we have now put her out there in the world, and she can be on there for an hour. We will now see if anybody actually decides to take the flipping bait. And as for you, I'm going to work under the assumption, right, you're half a box right now. I'm going to work under the assumption that you two are... Okay, that's technically actually 2 tortoises. It's just, yeah, they need to separate out. I'm guessing you are not happy. Like, at all. In fact, I would have thought you guys needed, like, water, but maybe I'm getting confused between tortoises and turtles here. Because I was planning this lovely underwater exhibit, where, like, you know, we could have, like, a path down and underwater windows and diddly-diddly-dee, but apparently not. Also, yes, I've just realised a problem with tortoises. If they get thirsty, it's going to take them, like, 30 minutes to walk over to the water bowl, so that's going to be interesting. Right, they also want a little bit more in the way of sand. That we can certainly do. Give them a giant old pile of sand. And they want a bit of long grass at the rear. Now, they do want a bit of hard shelter, but yeah, fitting hard shelter into this enclosure would be a bit on the tricky side. So we might just actually completely ignore that, actually, because, yeah, it doesn't really fit in. So there we go. Long grass, sand. Pretty happy with that. Though I think we can definitely decorate a bit more. Because, yeah, it just looks a bit sad right now, doesn't it? And she's desperately trying to make it to the water. Bless her, they're doing their best. Okay, how would you be doing? Oh, you'd be perfectly happy with loads of plant coverage. Good! I like plant coverage. So, we know what you're after. You're after, what was it? Tropical in South America. So let's just very quickly sort that out. Oh, this is perfect. To kind of go with the beach theme, we can actually have ourselves, yeah, flipping palm trees and whatever. Oh, that's perfect. That's just absolutely beautiful. We'll have a few of them right now. In fact, can we have a bit of a, can we have a smaller one? I wouldn't mind a smaller one if we could. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff right there. We'll have another one of those right over there. Good stuff. And just to kind of, you know, cement the beach theme, I'm just going to dig a tiny, tiny trench of water right at the end in case they want to swim. There we go. We got a bit of water at the end here. I've just swapped out the food plate for something appropriate because apparently they need, like, this style of trough. There is a lovely, lovely water thing right here. Would you like to have a little drink? Oh my goodness, I love you. You're wonderful. You're absolutely wonderful. This guy is just chilling out in the long grass. He's just having a bit of privacy at the rear. That's why we set the long grass up over there. And yeah, you, my good man. Keeper. Where's the keeper? The keeper should definitely be back with some food momentarily. The keeper is apparently en route. And something bad might be happening here. Oh, bloody hell. What's going on with the peacocks now? Okay, cleanliness. Right, I think we might just not have enough people. Uh-oh. Right, well, obviously the inspector has to arrive right this second. Hire additional keepers. Like, right now, double the number of keepers. From 2 up to 4. We are making very good money right now. 4 keepers is fine. In fact, we probably should have, like, 1 keeper per whatever. Like, animal. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, we should have more keepers. So somebody please, like, deal with this enclosure, like, right now. Are you allowed to name everything, by the way? Yes, yes you can! This Indian peafowl shall now be Small John. You are my new favourite. Okay, cleanliness is rising very, very fast indeed. There is now double poo hoovering going on. Flipping love it. The dogs seem to have stopped escaping, mainly because I sold the dogs that tried to escape, so screw you, stupid bastards. Yes, everything seems to be fine now. And everybody flipping loves the tortoises. They're just eating some hay right now. I love their little beachfront property. That's just marvellous right there. Okay, how are we doing in terms of donation? So, top species donation. Because of course people donate to the nearest bin even if they were looking at the dog. So, okay. Also, I totally missed the announcement, but we totally just sold the dog. We're up to 430 credits. So, okay, missed that announcement, but good. I demand 5 stars for my African dog exhibit because it is beautiful. Oh yes, 5 stars. I deserve that. I very, very much deserve that. Flipping love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, guests are now starting to actually move around a lot more. So what I probably need to do is, yeah, find another little small animal to squeeze in here. And then we would probably start expanding in this direction. Use a bit of, yeah, either walls or tree cover or whatever to just hide all of these buildings. Then we could have another major exhibit over here. I love this. I just absolutely love this. Like, this tiny amount of space right here. I just want to zoom out here. So basically, this area is what you've got for your first zoo in franchise mode. Like, all of this area. I have basically been playing the game for the last about 3.5, 4 hours. And this is what I've managed to put together. This is it, and I love it. And the inspector doesn't exactly love me. They love the level of cleanliness. They think I could be doing a better job on education. So yeah, I need to put up more boards and educational materials and diddly-diddly-dee. Ladies and gentlemen, this here is Planet Zoo. Just a closed beta, and I'm in love. It's wonderful. I've spent hours just building this tiny amount of space, and there's just so many things I love about it. Like, I love how the Zoopedia gives you actual educational bits of information. It's actually educating you at the same time as you're trying to educate all of the people in the park, which is just wonderful. I love that the focus is on conservation as much as just profiteering off a zoo. That just feels right. It's a damn good game, and this is just it in its very, very earliest public form. Like, when it actually comes out properly, and there's a full campaign, and you can have zoos all over the world in all the different biomes, and thus the market explodes, there's a lot I love here. There's an awful lot I love. So we will see this again, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know precisely when, but at some point very, very soon indeed, we shall see. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Planet Zoo. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I've created a small problem in my road system, which is, it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.